Good evening, namaste, vanakkam, sasvagatam and konnichiwa to everyone who has travelled from all over the world to be here tonight. India, Singapore, Japan, the eastern states, and especially the people who could make it from south of the river. I can't believe you guys managed to make it on time. So, as Kusun said, for those of you who haven't had the misfortune of meeting me yet, my name is Sneha, and I'm the funnier, wiser, and needless to say, slightly better looking MC tonight.
I think you forgot modest, Sneha, and also a little bit delusional. But I digress. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the parents of the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Shivananda and Mr. and Mrs. Kotapalli. This day...
Because these two mean a lot to you, and you mean a lot to them. So if you'll all join me in raising a glass. To Arjun and Anita. To wish you luck and love seems redundant, like wishing for snow in a blizzard, leaves in a forest, or intolerance at a Trump rally. So let's just say that we wish that everything that they have continue for the rest of their lives. To Arjun and Anita.
Arjun and Anita.
Thank you, Arjun and Anita, for those kind words. Our next speaker is the proud father of the groom, Papa Shiv.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From that introduction, you could imagine that every time I have a birthday party, the smoke alarm goes up with the number of candles they need. Anyhow, I'm so happy to see you. You have given a precious day to be here. Thank you very much. Now, the reason why we chose this hotel is because of the location and of course good quality built by Conrad Hilton. Least of all is the reason of giving us wholesale price, a deal which couldn't refuse. Now, I have to compete with the young people. It's not easy. Anyhow, looking at my son sitting there, he's a very confident young man, but I'll tell you something. Watching a child from baby through the trials and tribulations of childhood is a great fun. It's a great experience I've had. Thank you. Probably Anita's dad is not very good at numbers because her name carries only 5 digits, 5 letters. So does Arjun. A-R-J-U-N. 5 and 5 starts with an A. Nothing wrong. Get married. Now, I'm sure Anita's dad, in Indian families, the boy is always a big shot. Girls, the parents worry a lot. So I'm sure Dr. Ganesh, the father of Anita, would have wanted a very considerate, very consistent, considerate, nice, kind man. And I'm sure Arjun is the one that fits that, Because as far as I know, Arjun is very hardworking. He's ambitious. He's an achiever, his success in business, in finance, and professionally. But at home with Anita, he's not materialistic. Now, Anita is very savvy. She's consistent. But with Arjun, she's fun, unpredictable, and very spontaneous when they are at Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's is the theme.
Arjun is very decisive. In the family with us, when he makes a stand, he doesn't waver. But with Anita, he's unpredictable. He's very flexible. And he will admit he's wrong because that's his wife. Anita is career driven, but family orientated. Let's see after 5 years. Anyhow, Anita is a realist and a romantic as I've seen them in the car. Arjun is very affectionate, but he's not controlling. No, he's not controlling. No. Well, he's going to beat me up when I go home. He's looking at me with a sharp eye. Anyhow, I believe he goes to the gym and he's very masculine, you know. But he's very sensitive when it comes to Anita. So I'm sure they make a very good couple. Because I'll tell you what, they're getting married, and I don't want to give them advice because they're all grown up, you know. But when he was a little boy, I believe about 3 or 4, this is a true story, I asked him, son, what do you want to become? He said, I want to become like Dad. So I thought he's going to work very hard. I said, what do you mean? He said, I'll cut a card and I'll go to the shopping center, put it into the wall of some machine, take out the money and go shopping. So even before Mr. Gates was selling Windows, Arjun was a hacker. Now, what I want to say is that we want this marriage to be eternal because that's how it is in India. Marriages are made in heaven. You might have heard that many times, but do you know why? Because marriage is a very divine thing. It's not just two people living under one roof. That's called de facto. Maybe I shouldn't talk too long because the result of the vote, yes vote, is going to be announced soon. And the price of this room might go straight up. Now, marriage is divine because you have to speak the same language. Mind you, if you live with someone under the same roof for the rest of your life, you have to speak the same language. How do you speak the same language? Because your parents taught you different things, your teacher taught you different things. I found out that you have to look through the eyes of the other person and see the world. And I'm sure Anita is doing that. Because this morning she said, hello Dad. So each one has to see the world with the eyes of the other, and they have to bring out the best in them. That's why it's called divine, made in heaven. You know, the thing is that when they are together, they are going to face a lot of trials and tribulations, but they have to protect each other. And in fact, he has to have either he listens all the time or he has his earplugs inside his ears. And the wife, Anita, has to wear dark glasses. That's one of the ways of getting through a beautiful marriage.
Looking at Auntie.
You want me to stop? Yes? My son wants me to stop. Do you want me to stop? No! They don't want me to stop. Now, one way you can learn how to speak your wife's language is to do what I did about 30 years ago. I was in Manjimup, and in the local paper, I sold my Encyclopedia Britannica, plus Webster's Dictionary. And in the newspaper, because those days there was no Gumtree, those days we had to put in the newspaper, I put a local ad complete set of encyclopedia for sale with Webster's dictionary free. The reason for sale, I'm now married, my wife knows everything. I'm sorry, I'm pulling my wife's legs. My wife is very kind to me. She takes me to the doctor because you're medical students. This is a good medicine treatment you can give your patients. She took me to the doctor and said, "Doctor, my husband doesn't sleep at night." She said, "All right, I'll write he gave a prescription of sleeping tablets. And she said, "How many do I give him?" She said, "Those are not for him, it's for you." Another time, she said, "My husband snores at night and he talks in his sleep. What should I do?" As you know, doctors don't like to prescribe anything. He said, "Go home and let him talk when he's awake." I don't see why is my son clapping. He's next in line. Marriage has been hijacked by business. I don't mean this hall. Sorry, boys. It's not this hall. Marriage has been hijacked by David Jones, Myers, because to be happy, they have to keep each other happy, contented, and satisfied. I treated my wife like David Jones before, but because of so many years of marriage, I don't need to do that. The later I went to Target. And then 10 years after marriage, Red Dot. Now my children are married, I'm reject shop. But anyhow, the world is changing. Phones are getting wireless, cooking is wireless, cars are tubeless, cars are also keyless, politicians are clueless, business people are shameless, I'm hairless, I'm speechless. Thank you.